Bro. Come here, come here. Bite me. Bite me. Fast Pure. Ah! That's one of them. I think it's a pond heron. A heron. This is what I'm talking about, right? I was so pissed, man. All that work. Yeah, the battery is in the middle of the light.
We're starting here, starting right now. 1, 2, 3. We breathe it in. We feel our hearts, they're pounding, rising up to feel the fire dance wild through our veins. We take a chance, no, we'll never be the same. Giving it all we got, giving it all we can, giving it all we got. Oh, climbing up to the top of the world, no fear, we're gonna make it. Everything we want is ours. Whoa.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Another day here in the lovely Thai farm where I'm exhausted already. I don't even know what time it is, but it's in the morning. Check it out, man. These two ramps, rather tire stops. Those in 1990, 99, 2000, maybe 2001. When I came here with my wife, we bought a truck very similar to mine. I got that Tiger Hilux 4x. If you remember that vehicle. And anyway, the garage, the place to park at my mother-in-law's house was up. So the uncle, who recently passed away, as a matter of fact, he made those for me so that I could drive my truck up and park underneath, you know. That's pretty cool. I didn't really use them that much because I wasn't here all that time, but I had since used them as part of a shelf over there. Anyway, I just took them and brought them here because I figure I can also, I might be able to bolt them to the ground over there, then I can use it to where I can actually drive the truck and raise it up a little bit, right? Handbrake it, and I can get under my truck. Because I got that linkage problem again, kind of. You remember where I put that bushing on the linkage so that it would go into park better or whatever. I just switched the bushing out myself, and it only helped a little bit, so I think I really have to adjust from the inside, and I need to get up in there or whatever. Anyway, one of the other things I did was, boom, I dry poured this. It's still wet actually. I dry poured this whole section over because I was always getting a big pool here and there, and it was just never even because that was an extra load right when we drove. If y'all remember when we poured for the carport, the extra cement, I had them just dump it there and try to even it out, but turns out that it had some, you know, uneven spots. They've been problematic during the rainy season. Right now I'm gonna let that set up real good before I get in there and try and make it even more flat. But yeah, oh shoot, that's right, I forgot to let this guy go in the process. He caught me a snake. It's just a snake. And I think he, hey. Over here, and then I'll snatch you by the neck. Maybe I should put my glove on. I'll put my glove on just so I can grab him. Look at him, all coiled up like he's a tough guy. You are not a tough guy, bro. It's just a little yellow-bellied water snake, I think. I saw one earlier today over there, right, like over by the pond. You know, I didn't try to catch them, I said forget about it. But this one, in back of me, it's probably the same one because it's about the same size. Oh. But bro, come here, come here, bite me, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my getting. The cats were at it. They had it pinned down, under the tree here. So I snatched it up from them. I'll put it back over here in the canal. This little baby, it ain't gonna eat much, and these snakes, they don't have a, you know, very few of them grow to be big, I think. Okay, bro, in the water. There you go, there he goes. Unnatural, he's unnatural. Well, and also, actually yesterday, my wife was walking back around the scooter, coming back from the store, and I was over here by the pond, and she stopped in the road. She goes, "Hey, come, there's a snake." So in the water, you can see over there, there's a shit ton of water in the rice field, and there was about a meter long, and it was just going through the water, but it was a long, skinny one, another juvenile. You know, I wasn't about to go around chasing it, but I was like, oh cool, keep going that way, bro. I did cut more of my round discs, and I'm still cutting it. I did make some cuts in the middle of that to see how that worked for that sink I'm trying to make. But yeah, my electric chainsaw, yeah, I get about 4 cuts out of that. If I time it right, I'll get 2. I mean, maybe 8 in one day. I'm gonna try and cut as much as I can with the round discs, because now I decided that those discs are gonna be part of my walkway, the ultimate walkway around the pond in 80 days. You know, it'd be this conglomeration of different areas. There's that walkway, then I'll put mixed gravel and round discs and stuff, and then maybe wood planks, and then coming up in here. I did buy more bricks, like I mentioned, so I can wall this part up to here, and then wall this one up to here, actually up to 7 foot. Just these 2 sides for now, because I want it to be supporting the loft. So I want to get the bed of, or the, you know, base of the loft up there, so I can see where the roof's going. And today I dropped off the metal yesterday to my magic man over there, and I should be able to pick that up later this afternoon. He usually has students from college, but this college is on break or something, so he's doing everything himself. And there was a couple of big old tractor problems, so I said, it's okay, just, you know, take your time. We're finished today. By the way, speaking of finishing, this is a snake egg. If I remember, it's not a human egg. Is it? Yep, that'd be a snake egg. And look at that, there's all, is it? There's a dead crab in there. Something, maybe something tried to eat the, it was all fur and shit. I don't know, maybe a rat. Maybe a rat ate that snake eggs and the crab. Dude, that the crab ate the snake egg. You could do that, right? Crabs can eat snake eggs. I'm gonna have to Google that. Okay. Ah! That was just some uneven ground. We're getting a lot of water. Look at this. This is the rice paddy water. It's raised up pretty high. It's high enough to where a little bit more and it'd be into the canal. That's the irrigation canal. It's already getting a lot of water. And I saw earlier in front of the road, water was just hauling ass down in there. So they must have really got some whoa runoff in there. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to do. So these bananas, they're not ready. I gotta remember that. And I just saw, oh my god, there's another dead. Oh, bird, what is that? Is it a bird? It's a bird, but is it an owl? No. What is that? Oh, that's one of them. I think it's a pond heron. A heron. Funny, you know, these birds, man, they spend their whole life eating ants, and then they die and the ants eat them. Yeah, so again, the water's like right here, so it could bridge. Actually, our pond is pretty high too. It's right up underneath the bridge. It's about max what I want it, but it's close, man. This water's getting full. We stop it out there on the road, but when it's got force, it's still coming through there. I just gotta make sure there's no big old snakes eating my big old fish in this pond. Well, I do have, again, that was one there, again 2. I'm over here for 3. My wife wanted me to cut them, but I said no, because I don't want to cut them, and I was smart because I can already see that they're bigger. Top ones are, you know, just, I'd say almost ready. But again, the thing I think it's best to look for is the sharp edge. When the sharp edge disappears, go ahead and cut it. If you do that, it'll be as soon as you take it off after you cut it, you know, I think like one day, and all of a sudden it's going to be starting, half of them turn yellow and the rest turn yellow. 2 days. You cut them off, you cut them when they have sharp ridges, no, it'd be a week or 2, they'll get prematurely ripened, they won't taste good. And this is what we don't really want, but that's where we're at here. This canal that we dug, that's like, you know, up to my neck in the middle there probably, is now even with the rice water. It's already crossed. I can see through here in this pakbong. I can see through that the water level is the same, maybe slightly more over here, but that means it's bleeding here, and it's pretty soon it'll even out, because the fish that are in here, that we put in here, are undoubtedly now out here. Because that's what fish do. They like to migrate. Anyway, well, yeah, my wife told me she thinks my radishes are ready. First time growing radishes. Yeah. Is that a radish there? Right, yeah. Yeah. It's already split. Oh, they're supposed to be that small. We got some cilantro. This and that, that. Some nice pakbong there. Yeah. I was trying to take a break from mixing all that cement and letting it set up a little bit. Pretty good. Reminds me of slicing up my radishes for street tacos. You know. Oh man. Well, that's right, I took delivery. That's what I should probably do today. But of course, like everything that I think's easy, it won't be. I took delivery of the 5-stage water, pure drinking water, 5-stage fast pure. But yeah, this is a good system. I see a lot of people with this system. Getting it mounted, I don't have much room inside. I think it's time to go ahead and start doing a little bit of remodel on the kitchen. Although I can put this under the counter and just have the faucet out, you know. As far as I know, I think it's automatic once you hook the water up. I don't need to like turn anything on here. But yeah. Looks pretty cool, man. I look forward to it. We buy 5-gallon drums, bottles of water, you know, maybe 1 or 2 a week, I guess. I don't know. My wife buys them and carries them upstairs. So, you know, and that's why I got it, really, right? I don't want her doing that, you know. So, and I don't want to do it. But it's just easier. Get your drinking water, and I'll test it out too with my tester and everything. Get your drinking water right from the tap, and we got tap water now, so this will work best with tap water, not with well water. But certainly, if you already, I mean, I probably could have done it with my well water because, you know, I had a pretty good filter system going. So yeah, I could have done it. But yeah, if you got city water, fairly, you know, decent city water, then one of these 5-stage systems probably give you some really good water. All right, man. Well, let me get to it, and I get back at you with more action here on the Tatty Farm. You know, I try not to get upset about things. Actually, I don't get upset about things, because I learned a long time ago that when you're screwed, you're screwed. I'm sitting here and I hear my wife across the pond over there screaming. I can't hear what she's saying. What? And she always does that. She's forever yelling to me from over there somewhere, like I'm supposed to hear her. Anyway, I thought maybe she's saying snake or something, because, you know, I saw a couple, but no. She came downstairs, walked straight across my wet cement. Yeah. And if that wasn't enough, the cat followed her. So now I got human footprints and cat footprints in my wet cement. And I can't, the cement is not at that stage where I can go walk on it myself and fix all that without having to redo the whole dang area, because I got it, you know, I leveled it, right? That was the whole point. So I'm just going to leave it there until it dries up more, and then I go in there with the rough, you know, smoother or whatever to smooth it out. Maybe I can make those disappear at that time. No. It immediately broke the post. Try to do it on the top towards the center a little bit, and it started, I could see it cracking on the side. So I moved it over to dead center, and then the other side busted out. But I'm starting to think that these posts were not, no, they were made because they have the holes in them. I thought maybe they're poured in place, but they were made. So now I question whether or not, even when I drill a hole and through it, that it don't split that way. Dang it, man. Never easy. All right, man, let me get back at you for a solution. Once again, I don't know, man. Getting tired of it. So I just got oh shit. Well, once again, I gotta adapt. Damn, man. So I got the metal back. This is what I'm talking about, right? So I got the 6 pieces, and the idea is that it slips over the top of this, right? Actually, it slips this way, but yeah. Problem is, I might have mentioned this, is that the you know, the inside circumference of the 4-inch steel is smaller than the outside circumference of the 4-inch concrete. So just gotta remove part of the concrete, which means, come on, man, which means I have to grind it off of there, off of each one of 6 pieces. And the steel, I don't know, it doesn't see, it's probably as thick as that, so, but that means I have to grind it not only off the corners, because the corner's probably a different angle, not only off the corners, but the actual face of each side. So all 4 sides of each post have to be ground down to fit that. And I'm not in the mood right now to do that. Among other things, I think I mentioned earlier that I had to try and fix my you know, shifting, bushing or whatever, my truck, and I was doing that or whatever. But before that, in the same day, yesterday and the day before, I was trying to fix my wife's car, my Hyundai Tucson. So the Tucson, we had gotten a new battery for it recently, and my wife felt that there was a starter issue or something. I didn't think so, because it's, you know, the car's electronic, so it was more likely electronic. And so I mean, she's, you know, fix it, so at first I was like, well, she said the batteries in her remote need changing. You know, she went up to DIY, got a couple batteries. I swapped out the batteries, and because she said the car wouldn't start, you know, didn't turn on or whatever. So I swapped out the battery. My mistake was probably swapping out the batteries before I went and looked to see if the car started. So I just basically, that's what she wanted. So swap out the batteries and went down to the car, and I wasn't getting it, man. I was getting like the seatbelt light and the dome lights, window, or the mirror stuff, but it wouldn't start, and all the display lights, the accessory lights don't come on either, so the ignition wasn't really coming on at all. And I was like, what the hell? You know, I'd stick the key in the fob bay or whatever, and it would bing, 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 and I'd hear the door chimes and stuff like that. But for the life of me, you couldn't do it. So I'd spend 3-4 hours on the internet looking at stuff, and there are 4 different recalls for my car, and there's no guarantees that any of them were taken care of before we got the car secondhand. But anyway, I noticed that one of the issues, one of the recalls, was replacing the, it's called a, what's it called? Maybe it's the stop lamp switch or whatever. It's underneath the brake pedal. There's basically a switch there. It's closed all the time, and then when you put the brakes on, it opens up. And when it opens up, that's how you're able to start your car, right? Because it recognizes that recognizes that you got the brake on, and that, So anyway, going back, and when I was in California, I had to replace that same switch on my truck because the same thing happened. I was like, what? It was like, wouldn't start, everything was dead. I was like, what? And then, I looked at it, and it was a switch, so I changed that, and it was fine. So I thought, oh, this switch is on the recall list. And so I ordered the switch on Lazada, got the switch, and replaced it. But it's still the same thing. No, same one light and this and that. I'm like, what in the holy hell? The battery's good, all that stuff. I couldn't figure it out. I actually tore apart the whole console. I had, before I wanted to change out the radio anyway. So I had removed the radio before, and I knew how to do that. So I took out the radio again, and the faceplate and all that stuff, and then I was going to take out the console to see if maybe the park actuator, like the switch in there, was not reaching the park position, which would also make it not start, and I would recognize it's not in park or whatever. But anyway, long story short, I spent 2 days working on the car, tore it upside down, put it back together and all that stuff, and it was going nowhere. And I was thinking, well, you know what, it's your car, just call the sliding tow truck guy, bring it over to the shop and see what's up, because I don't have I even bought the diagnostic tool, right, the one you plug in, the OBD. But the car the ignition has to actually turn on in order for you to use those OBD accessories to see where the electrical problem was or whatever. So I was like, shit. So anyway, I wound up that didn't work or whatever. Although I was able to use it on my truck, so I could get rid of this check engine light. But anyway, so she called the guy. I don't know who she knows, but anyway, a guy came over in a truck just a little while ago. And it's funny because the shirt he was wearing said ignition specialist on it, Anyway, so yeah, he got in there, gave him the remotes, and he, she explained, well, we just changed the battery in the remote. He said, oh yeah, well, let me see. And he opened the remote, yep, and the battery was upside down. Yeah, so in my haste, I replaced the battery wrong. I was like, what? The guy goes, yeah, the battery's supposed to be. What? So, turn the battery upside down, or I should say right side up, put it back together, boom, car started right up. I was so pissed, man. All that work. I should have But you know what? Nowhere on the freaking internet and all the troubleshooting, all the problems, all the 10 different ways why your car doesn't start, and why your Tucson doesn't start, and blah, 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 all this, not one said, check the remote batteries upside down. Plenty of them said, hey, your remote battery might be dead, but none of them said, check to see if it's upside down. So I'm gonna have to add that to that YouTube repertoire of fixes for smart start cars. And but Dot still seemed to think that there was a problem with the starting, because before she was saying, oh no, I had to, like, I'd open the door and close it, open the door and close it, open the door and close it, and then, you know, then it would start. I'm like, that doesn't even sound right. But chances are, whatever those issues were prior to this might have been cured by me replacing that stop lamp. It's not a stop lamp switch, but anyway, by replacing that switch, because that switch handles a lot of stuff. It handles the brake lights, of course, but it also handles the start part connected to the smart start, and something else or whatever. So it could be that that switch was going bad prior to, and this is what was giving her some issues. And then, you know, I swapped out the switch, but I didn't get to see the switch perform because I had the battery in back. But now everything seems to be fine. So we'll see, although when I put the radio unit back in there, you know, they have that, the plugs are no problem, but they have that flex tape. You know, it's like that computer tape. They have to stick it in and close the clamp, and it's always a pain in the royal ass doing that. Well, I buggered up the end of it, so the radio doesn't communicate. And actually, after I turned the engine off, the radio light stayed on. Probably because it's not communicating to turn off because the tape's buggered up. So I'm gonna see if I can find that flex tape for that car. I doubt it. They should sell just that piece of flex tape. You know, it's computer tape, but still. But anyway, I want to replace that whole unit anyway to get a normal. It's a 2011, so it only has a screen like that. So I want to swap it out to get the big smart screen. You know, you can put your phone and all that stuff in there. But yeah, I'm gonna do it. Well, yeah, shit, howdy, neighbor. I just got 2 more solar lights, but I noticed this one. Yeah, the battery is in the middle of the light, and those things are sealed. It doesn't. I have no idea how it got like that. It doesn't. You can't open them. The guy probably forgot or something. I don't know. But anyway, I'm done showered and rested. After all that, my cement is dry. It'll change color after a while, start to blend in with this one. At least it's flat now. The camera doesn't really do it justice, but it rained already, and so the water hasn't pooled up on here anymore. So that was my main goal, but it was a pain in the arse. I got a big old umbrella. It's actually, I tried to fix this from my mother-in-law's house. And again, even more than before. You saw that right from, let me see. You saw that right from before, or earlier in the video. Because, you know, I keep making videos and I don't edit them or post them up or whatever, and then I try and put some of them together. Just because I'm scatterbrained. But I'm gonna feel tomorrow, man. I was using my right arm on the drilling on this deal, and oh my god. So you saw I got those metal posts. Well, I have in effect, boom, I got the posts up, and I got some of the old metal in place, and it was not easy at all. So this is basically what I did was I put bolts right through the cement into here. This is solid. I have it meeting the block right there, but I'm gonna fill that in with cement, and I'm gonna bring that cement at least I'm not, I was gonna fill it up all the way, and I thought, you know what, I don't think I need to, but I do want to go past the bolts. And right now these are just kind of in place. So what I did was I put the top one also, because I know you go back here and tell you that these are 6 meters long, but this is like 7 meters long. So these old pieces, these two, looks like the 3-inch and the 2-inch up there, those pieces were already pre-welded together by somebody, you know, 20 years ago, whatever. And so they were long enough. So I thought, well, if they're long enough, I'm just use them, so I don't have to do any more welding. I really just didn't want to weld, and I thought, you know what, maybe I should just bolt and screw everything together, but I'm probably gonna have to do some welding. But what I did do was on the 2-inch, I double screwed it, tap screwed right through there into the galvanized 4-inch. So I screwed that top one. The second one is just resting right there because I needed to eyeball it. And I wired it up here against there because I'm gonna weld that piece on there. And yeah, I have a clamp holding this other one on this side. But so the idea is that this will be the beginning of the interior roof, right? And then this one, when it's welded, will also have an additional piece. I'll probably have to put little bridges in here, whatever, and I'll have an additional piece that carries the additional support for the exterior roof. And so yeah, I mean, as I get closer to the, you know, getting everything done, I'll see how viable that is. But the idea is that this interior roof is already at an angle that's shorter than the exterior roof. So the interior roof will be clear, you know, probably polycarbonate. I don't think I'm going to do glass. I'd hate to have broken glass get shattered and fall on you when you're in there. So polycarbonate clear roof, and then a regular roof above it. And then on the outside of these will be the rail tracks. So these will be, you know, pretty much kind of like those double wheel ones you buy for your front gate. Is that dusty? Yeah, so the double wheel, I figured I probably only need 2 of them because the roof is really going to only be, the double roof is only going to be on this half, right? So the double roof covers the polycarbonate roof and then slides across to this side to expose the polycarbonate so you can, you know, take a deep breath or whatever. I originally thought of just maybe no roof, just open it up. Maybe I'll still do that, but I don't think so. I don't want no roof because then you wind up, you know, all the vermin and birds and bird crap or whatever be in there. So yeah, but anyway, I got all that done. I cut up all this metal. That was another difficult part, was using my grinder to grind off all the locked up metal. If you remember seeing that, and previously I had to separate all this stuff, cut away all these metal bars and stuff like that, so I could keep these long pieces intact and see, you know, how much of it I can use. I'm looking at it, I can pretty much find a use for all of it except for maybe these, but who knows, maybe even that will be a corner brace or something. But you know, that's what we're doing here. We're scrapping with the wood and the metal to make something magnificent. And with any luck, it'll be glorious. But yeah, when I was, oh my God, when I was tap screwing that metal, you know, the 2-inch into the 4-inch tube steel, or yeah, galvanized metal, it went fair enough right through the 2-inch, but when it hit that galvanized 4-inch, of which I bought the little thicker kind, it just would not go through. It was just, I'd have to go, I'd basically pulling the drill down like that, you know, trying to do an upper arm on it and just going, come on, and letting it try and chew up and heat up and heat up and heat up until I could get it through there. And so I did muscle the one, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think 7. I just couldn't do a second one on that one. 8, 9, and then this one I didn't do it all either. I was out of gas by the time I did that. I was like, I can't do it, can't do it. But I am happy that I was able to bolt these, and of course that was a challenge too, because the bolts, you know, he drilled the holes for me straight through, but invariably, you know, I have a drill, right? I'm using my drill, my hammer drill, and I go through the hole that he made, but it doesn't line up on the other side, right? So it won't go. So I have to go around to the other side with the drill and drill from that way as well, and hopefully the two holes find themselves in the middle somewhere, and I had to dig it all out. That was a nightmare. So lots of hole drilling. Basically you have 4 holes for each post. That's 6, 24 of those, plus another, you know, anyway, a lot more to do. But I think I'm gonna go back to the welding, because I originally thought I was gonna screw these into the steel too, but the steel, you know, the galvanized metal is just not forgiving or whatever. You know, I'm using the right screws. I don't want to pre-drill it, you know, I mean, not like that, but if I'm going to pre-drill that, I would need to use a you know, small bit, right? So I can make sure it's not bigger than my screw, right? And a small bit on the hard metal like that, I'd snap that thing like a potato chip, man. You know, if it was on a drill press, yeah, you could probably, you know, do something like that. But if you're trying to hold the drill with a small bit, small metal bit, trying to go through a thick piece of metal, no. So that's why they invented a welder. So you could weld that shit. And yeah. Anyway, my next tomorrow, if I wake up in one piece, this is where I'll go ahead and start the loft part, which will be, I mean, I am gonna weld those probably first thing. I'll weld the sidebars, but here I have to bring this all the way up to actually right where that bar is. This is going to be the roof, the ceiling, or the floor, you should say, or the loft. So I'm gonna brick this up. I'll probably actually add brick here. There's gonna be a doorway, so maybe I should just finish that doorway all the way up here, and then make this, you know, up here and then over to here, because that's gonna be or should I do that whole wall there? You know, and now I'm starting to think, shit, man, that's a lot of work. I remember building the walls for that house over there, that, you know, that's not something you do in a day. It looks easy enough, but it ain't. Because what I plan on doing is I plan on removing this whole corner and this whole corner, because this is also going to be glass. It's going to be a glass corner, so you can see the pond. And actually the idea was this whole thing was going to be glass. So I got to take out that whole wall, and I guess I can probably use this wall for more of the walkway going that way. And but yeah, much to think about. The first thing, but you know, I thought of maybe just doing the wall for the loft only, but then it would be just hanging out here by itself, you know, not that stable. So anyway, I want to be able to get to where the loft, where I can visually see the loft kind of, you know, completion, so I get a better idea of my roofing angles. Anyway, yeah, that look cool. Got a big old pile of wood. I cut some more, a few more logs. Psst, psst. Oh man. It was quite cool today, so I was lucky because the the temperature dropped, but although I was still sweating all day, it was, you know, it was kind of a cool sweat, so I didn't worry too much about it. Although I shouldn't have exerted myself like I did. I did cut more. I used it when I chainsawed more this morning. I cut more holes in that bigger log, and I think I'm just going to do that each time. Each time I go out there, I'll just make a few more line cuts in that, you know, instead of trying to do it all at once. But I have a feeling that I should probably take some paracetamol before I go to bed. Although, for those of you who take paracetamol, did you know that you're actually supposed to take paracetamol before you do the work? So it's designed so that it responds to the new pain. So like when you take it before you do all that heavy work, and then the work becomes easier because you're not, you know, you're not feeling the pain so much. But if you take it afterwards, it doesn't really take the pain away. It's like an inhibitor. I don't know. I just read that shit. And I had to take my batteries with me to the Sunday market. I don't know if I mentioned this. So I'm testing. There's two new. Yeah, I got two new little motherboards there. I fried those when I used them for my chainsaw that time. This one I charged. All of these they seem to work, but chances are, out of the 5 batteries that are in there, they each have 5 or 4. There's probably 1 or more that are not working. What did I do with those things, man? I was going to show you. I'm going to leave them out here. Anyway, yeah, these little motherboards, you can buy them for like, hey man, let's put them in the shop. You can buy them like 5 motherboards for 200 baht on Lazada, and you can just swap out the motherboard on there by, you know, soldering the positive and negative. Just hot solder, get it off, and put a new one on. You're all right. And you can actually get a more robust one, same exact one, only have maybe 3 chips instead of 2 chips. That'll be a stronger charge or whatever. And you can upgrade your batteries too if you want. In this case, you know, no matter what it says in there. And this one is 24 volt, 1.5 amp hour max, lithium ion. I could increase the battery size, not physical size, but I could increase the battery strength and put a better motherboard in it. Motherboards, like say, so that would be like 40 baht. And the batteries again are something minimal, I forget. And then I wind up having a battery that's twice as good for your power tools. You got one of those Lazada cheap ass drills that the battery runs out pretty quick or slows down pretty quick. Well, instead of buying one of those 500 baht badass batteries, chances are if you have a local market like we do, a Sunday market where they have secondhand guys, there's a guy there that fixes everything about those kind of tools and those batteries and sells all the new ones and stuff like that. And you could probably make a badass one, make your own battery into a badass one for like 100 baht. Way better deal. Yeah. All right, well, hey man, that's about it. So hey, thanks for watching. Keep watching. And I get back at you with more, for more here on the Thai Farm.